Good morning, my awesome friends and followers of Suffolk's #1 YouTube channel, and to the members, 430 of you now. I'm elated, can't believe it. Thank you for your support on the channel. Thank you for sticking with me. Thanks to the emails I got last night and the messages, yes. And I'm glad that you enjoyed my interviews. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing that makes me sleep well at night, knowing that I believe wholeheartedly that I've done the right thing that day. If it upsets people, bollocks to them. Never change who you are to suit other people's agendas. So thank you. Yes, I did do it. I've had a few people say, oh, you shouldn't go on his show. Listen, if I can get my message out, I don't give a shit what show it is. Clearly it won't be Russia Today because they're banned from the UK. But I have done prior to the war 3 years ago, I had done all these different shows. I had done them all. And it helps grow your platforms. Grow your platform. So whenever people are saying, Trevor, how did you get 150,000 odd subscribers? You showcase what you have in other people's platforms and you help them grow. And that's why whenever you do reach a certain level on YouTube, don't forget about the people that helped you out. Lift them up with you. Anyway, I'm really pleased about last night's interview. It went really well. I'm glad of the comments. Some of you are saying, well, some of you have got really, really valid points, and I will take them on board. But yes, the UK crime minister, Starmer, is in the United States now, isn't he? Probably grovelling like a little bitch to the United States president. And so he should, by the way he's behaved. Let's not forget that I don't think the president will forget that he sent a delegation to promote Kamala Harris. Yeah, and all the things that the current UK cabinet office have said. And all the MPs, what they've said about the president, that won't go down quite well. Yeah. But our Prime Minister is such a ballsy man, he's now issuing warnings out to President Putin. He's telling the US that you need to threaten Putin. I mean, he's like a little girl, isn't he? Well, there has been rumours that he does maybe identify as not the straightest of characters, but it's a rumour, and we'll not discuss that. Yes. And he's lied. He's lied. He stood in Parliament and he lied about, I'm going to increase the defence budget by 2.5%. That's an increase of 13 billion between now and 2027. He lied. Stood there and lied. Because he's going to use, it's alleged, he's going to use that increase in defence spending for a deal with the Chagos Islands. Now, Nigel Farage did speak out in Parliament about this. I want you to give me your opinion on this. Keir Starmer wants to give away the Chagos Islands, which we know Mauritius is going to hand over straight away to China. So Farage said this, I know there's an issue out with Chagos Islands. I know there's a deal, but why not make on it? Why are we having to pay out? A judge in the Chagos Islands has made a ruling that not only do we have to give the islands back, but we have to pay them 18 trillion in reparations for slavery. Really? I want to point this out to everyone watching this. Do you know where the slavery all started? In Africa. Do you know who took slaves to the beach to sell them to the English? The black people took slaves, took their own people to the beaches to sell them. So reparations of selling slaves came from probably their own family members, I'm going to suggest. Yes, yes. So if anyone, they owe us, they all owe us. Yes, people of colour have labelled us as slave traders when they sold them to us. Didn't sell them to me generations and generations ago. But let's move on from that. Let's move on from that. Do you really think we need to pay 18 trillion? No. What Nigel suggested was, rather than give the Chagos Islands away back to Mauritius, if Donald Trump really wants the islands because it's an important strategic US military base, then UK should sell the island to the United States. That is a wonderful idea. It certainly is. I think so anyway. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments what you think about that. And the Donald has now decided to put 25% tariffs on all goods coming from the European Union. And his words were this: the EU designed that bloc to shit over everyone else, and they've got away with it for a long time. Well, not on my watch, he's saying. Let me know if you agree with him or disagree with him. Interesting. It's an interesting angle to come at, isn't it? Yes. Oh, and there's another story in today's paper, and I keep saying this because this winds me up. Our current government are hammering people on benefits in the UK. Now, I wrote this down, and this is the first time I've had to take notes, by the way, to have a chat with you, so that I want to get it right in case it has repercussions. So the government are saying they want to hammer people on benefits, British citizens on benefits, and get them back to work. And I used to say, well, they need to get them back to work because the more British citizens we have in work, then the more money there is to pay for people that don't need to work. That was always my thought. Anyway, so here we have it, black and white. So let's look at it. Who in the UK is sitting on their ass? And this is per 1,000 people. This is a study done per 1,000 people, and it's actually on a website. They've done all the calculations for us. So per 1,000 UK citizens, 100 UK citizens is on benefits. This is all per 1,000. 300 Moroccans out of every 1,000 Moroccans are on benefits. 350 Iranians per 1,000 Iranians in the UK are on benefits. 360 Somalians out of 1,000 Somalians are on benefits. 380 Syrians. 386 Nigerians. 400 Afghanis per 1,000. 452 Iraqis per 1,000. And 467 individuals from the Congo per 1,000 people from Congo are on benefits. So who are the ones that need to be put into work? Is it the lazy 100 Brits per 1,000? Is it the lazy Brits? But let's blame it on British. It's common sense that if thousands of people are arriving on the shores, they're not coming for a job, are they? They're coming for a wonderful benefit system. I know, you know. Go and do your own research, though. Don't take my word for it. Yeah. And it's now being said in today's media that medical schools are now accepting grades with lower students in order to increase diversity amongst doctors. Interesting. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm only letting you know. Yep. And you've looked at the thumbnail. The guy in the middle of my thumbnail is probably the most important guy on that page, on that thumbnail. He is an ex-Special Forces veteran, known as TAC. Now, I only found out this morning about this. It just appeared on my feed on Instagram and I was a little bit shocked and taken back by it. Right, TAC is a Fijian. He's a retired Fiji veteran, retired Special Air Service veteran. He's on a pension, military pension, and handouts, and he's currently in a care home, and he's struggling to cover the cost of his care home, which I find ludicrous. Now, the Pilgrim Bandits charity have helped out enormously. There's an ex-sergeant major in the SAS called Matt Hellier who does great work. He does awesome work. He is spearheading I think it's a Just Giving. Is it a Just Giving? He's spearheading a funding campaign to try and raise money to pay for tax, care and cost. And it breaks my heart. If you didn't know, and I'll point this out, there was only 20 Special Air Service operators that took part in the Iranian embassy siege. I know over the years, thousands of people have claimed they've been on those balconies. Of course there is. It would have collapsed. I know when you're down in local... I bumped into one of these Walter Middies in the Berlin about a year ago, sitting at the bar, chatting to a group of people who were banging beers, telling people that he was one of the guys that was part of the Iranian embassy siege. And I didn't know. I says, all right. Do you know Bob Curry? Didn't know Bob Curry. Do you know Robert Horsfield? Didn't know Robert Horsfield. Do you know Rusty Furman? Didn't know Rusty Furman. Do you know Bob Shepherd? Didn't know Bob Shepherd. And I was like, okay. And I just ignored him. Because he just said he didn't know any of the guys that were part of the team. So these people do exist. But TAC is an original. Now, I had to write things down here about TAC. I don't want to get emotional. I'm going to put the link to his funding thing in the description or the comments. So I'll pin it to the top of this video. I'm going to pin it in the comment section. But I was taken back a bit. Now, TAC, as I said, is a Fijian struggling. But he served alongside one of the heroes of the Royal Irish Regiment called Laba Laba. Now, Laba Laba fought in Oman in 1972 and was killed, unfortunately. But he fought alongside TAC. TAC received a Distinguished Service Medal, DCM, for that battle in Oman. And fighting against hundreds of rebels. I wrote down a little bit about him here. He's one of 20 that took part in the MCCs. He won a DCM for his work in 1972. He served in the Falklands War. At 58 years of age, TAC killed an insurgent during the Gulf War in hand-to-hand combat, having been shot in the head, chest and thigh. And this is a guy struggling. It pains me that we have people like him, superheroes, who kept us safe, that aren't getting the same benefits afforded to them than these fucking scumbags do that arrive on our shores. It is heartbreaking to know that these guys they would jump in front of a bullet to save you, to keep us safe. And when they're a little bit broken and old, they're thrown in a fucking scrap heap, and it pisses me off. Listen, I know that everyone's struggling. I know people are struggling to pay their bills and rent. And some of you are probably in the same boat as TAC. But if you can't donate, I will understand, and so will everyone. But there's no excuse for not sharing the link. There's no excuse for not sharing the link, because somebody in your household, within your extended family, or someone that follows you on a social media platform may have that extra pound to donate to the fundraising. So help by sharing. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day, everyone. And yeah, just remember, there's always somebody out there worse off than yourself. There is. My heart today goes out not only to TAC, but my heart today goes out to Fiona and Graham and their family, their son and daughter. And I will be praying that people continue to keep fighting on. Anyway, take care, everyone, and thanks for watching.